Karine Jean-Pierre, and this is the one where every time Joe Biden goes someplace, remember he was just on the southern border, and Joe Biden was there, and he had his card in his hand. He's like this, got his card in his hand, and he's looking here, reading the question. And then then they answer the question, and he's just like oblivious what's going on. Then he looks back at the card, and it's, oh, wait a minute, where am I supposed to go? Oh, change diaper. Listen to this, because someone in the press finally asked a question about Joe Biden reading off the card. We're constantly talking about, why does this dude have a card reading questions? Is he not aware of what's happening in our country on the southern border, that he has to have a card to ask questions? It's really simple. What do you need? I can do a better job. I don't have a card in my hand. Southern Border Patrol agent, what do you need? Do you need more resources? What's happening? How many people have died so far? How do we prevent this? Do you need more technology? I'm going to stop all of this. I'm going to do executive order right now to bring in more resources. Right? I can do a better job. But Joe Biden, he's just going along because someone's holding his hand. Listen to this, because the press, it takes them a long time to catch up. At least I guess it's good that they are catching up, but it takes them a long time.
If I may, the president, I noticed, had note cards at the border when he was doing his briefing there. He also had note cards last Friday with the Italian prime minister. Why does the president rely so heavily on note cards?
You're upset because the president has note cards? You're asking me a question about the president having...
I don't think that he's upset that Joe Biden has cards. He's not upset. He's asking, why is Joe Biden relying so heavily on cards and just can't take questions and ask questions? That's what he's asking. But she's trying to flip it like, you're angry because he has cards? You're angry because he has cards? Are you kidding me? She's angry because he's asking the question. It's about time.
Italian prime minister. Why does the president rely so heavily on note cards?
You're upset because the president has note cards? You're asking me a question about the president having note cards?
I'm asking why.
The president, who has had probably one of the most successful first 3 years of an administration than any modern day president. He's done more in the first 3 years than most presidents who had 2 terms.
You know what he's done the most in the first 3 years than any presidents with 2 terms? Destroy this country. Inflation, the southern border, everything that is wrong in the country, our military. He's done more damage within 3 years. It's not positive what he has done. This is the reason why many people right now are jumping ship from the Democrat Party. This is the reason. But she's out here lying, blatantly lying, like the rest of them, like they're constantly doing. And we're supposed to believe like, oh, it's just fine. He's done such a great job in destroying the country. But listen, I'm not going to stop anymore. It's just a couple more seconds. But she gets highly agitated because he's asking about Joe Biden having these cards. Listen.
President, he's done more in the first 3 years than most presidents who had 2 terms. You're asking me about note cards? I'm not speaking to you right now, James. I'm talking to your friend over here, Ed. So thank you so much. But thank you so much for interjecting. Go ahead, Ed.
I was just asking why he relies so heavily on note cards.
I think what's important here and what the American people care about is how this president is delivering for them. And that's what he's doing. And that's what's the most important thing here.
What is he delivering, Shannon? What has Joe Biden delivered other than misery and pain and suffering and disgust? What has he delivered?
Yeah, and you know what? She gets upset because another reporter kind of interjects because he's like, listen, you're not answering his question, so I'm trying to clarify the question so you actually answer it, right? And she's like, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm not talking to you. I don't know.
I'm not talking to you.
I'm
absolutely.
Not talking to you. She's so rude.
She absolutely is rude. She's rude. It's something that she doesn't want to talk. And like I just mentioned, we were talking about Joe Biden having a card. Every time he's sitting down somewhere, he has world leaders, he has to have a card. And he's looking at the card, reading from the card. When did President Trump ever have a card? When did President Trump ever have to have a card? When? Name one time.
You like the content Will Johnson is producing? To stay informed and up to date with the current events, go ahead and hit the thumbs up and subscribe to see more videos like this one. Also, to find Will Johnson, visit www.uaf.media.